Police say a Warner Robins restaurant employee who shot and killed an armed robber acted in self-defense.
Kalisha Moore has details on the shooting and why numbers show robberies and thefts are on the increase this time of year.
Another in the series I like to call Say It With Me, because the mainstream media won't talk about it. Welcome to another installment of Connecticut Gun Bench. Today's video is brought to you by P.A.N. Firearms, LLC. P.A.N. Firearms for NRA certification and multifaceted gun training. You can reach us at 203-300-6343 or use our website at www.panfirearmsllc.com. As always, there'll be a link in the description box below. And let's talk about this. Okay, now, scroll down here. Now, this happened in Georgia at a restaurant. A man who was robbing the place struck one of the restaurant workers in the head with the pistol, knocked him down. That person then turned around and pulled their own gun and fired and fatally shot the robber. You saw a little bit of a clip in the beginning, but let's go ahead and watch that to get ourselves some context. Okay, let's bring that up.
About 9:45 p.m. last night, there was a call received to 911 about a robbery in progress.
The call came in from This American Philly and Wings on Watson Boulevard. Police say 23-year-old Joshua Hickey tried to rob the place.
Basically, a male entered, later found to be Joshua Hickey, entered with a mask and a hood on. He did have a semi-automatic pistol.
Sergeant Justin Clark with Warner Robins Police say Hickey jumped the counter and attempted to make his way to a door in the restaurant, all while demanding money. That's when things escalated. Hickey allegedly pistol whipped the worker, and the two men fought over the gun.
The restaurant worker was struck, hit the ground. As he was coming back up, he drew his own legally owned firearm and fired 3 shots at Mr. Hickey. Mr. Hickey was struck twice and fled on foot. Officers
found Hickey on Vernon Drive and took him to the hospital, where he died. According to the National Crime Victimization Survey, 2 specific types of crime increase in December: robbery and personal larceny. Those crimes increasing by 20% during the last month of the year.
Theft in general does tend to increase around the holidays. As far as our robbery numbers though, from last year versus this year, we're right on par to have about the same, which is around 70 currently.
Whether you work at a business or you're just shopping or eating out, Clark says pay attention this holiday season.
Be aware of your surroundings, be aware of people coming in and out, pay attention to your doors and things like that.
In Warner Robins, Kalisha Moore, 13 WMAZ News.
The employee was not hurt. We went to the restaurant today. The staff declined comment.
Heard that and you saw that. When somebody puts a gun in your face, there is one thing that is a given or a guarantee. It's your life or their life. And you have to choose. I'm going to come over here to the Blaze Media. Masked, hooded crook demanding cash, pistol whips restaurant employee, but knockdown worker turns tables, pulls his own gun and shoots suspect dead. Georgia restaurant worker turned the tables on an armed crook who pistol whipped him last Monday night when the employee pulled his own gun and fatally shot the suspect. Police in Warner Robins, which is about a half hour south of Macon, said a man wearing a mask and a hood and armed with a gun entered a American Philly and Wings on Watson Boulevard around 9:45 p.m. The gunman, identified as 23-year-old Joshua Hickey, jumped the counter demanding money and pistol whipped a male employee amid a struggle for the gun, police told the station. The restaurant worker was struck and hit the ground, Police Sergeant Justin Clark noted to WMAZ. As he was coming back up, he drew his own legally owned firearm and fired 3 shots at Mr. Hickey. Mr. Hickey was struck twice and fled on foot. Officers found Hickey on Vernon Drive and took him to a hospital where he died, the station said. Police concluded that the restaurant employee was acting in self-defense. WMAZ said there were conflicting reports about the conditions of the employee. WMAZ said that the employee was not hurt, but WGXA-TV reported that the victim of the robbery had minor injuries. Okay. Once again, crime is out of control and has been for a couple of years now. And once again, how can you take issue with a person defending themselves? Of course, there's always going to be those people who say, well, money, the money isn't worth somebody's life or your property or goods. I'm like, no. I worked hard for those things. Okay? I'm working hard to keep what I got, to get what I want. And I'm just going to arbitrarily give it up to somebody who's pointing a gun in my face. No, there are people who've been killed. And I pointed out in a video that I did a few days ago where a convenience store employee complied with 2 robbers and they put him on his knees and executed him. So don't assume anything. Somebody sticks a gun in your face, like I said, you have to make a choice. It's your life or their life. It's literally what it's going to come down to. And these criminals are becoming more and more bold. I mean, broad daylight robberies, carjackings. I'm in Connecticut, and we had Greenwich Avenue in Greenwich. Now, Greenwich is the ritzy part of Connecticut, a lot of money. Greenwich Avenue is one of those areas where you don't expect to see things, but 2 men try to rob a woman coming out of, I think it was an Apple store. Try to rob her broad daylight, try to jump her in Greenwich Avenue. I'm like, damn. Okay? That's, for those of you who live in other parts of the country, Greenwich Avenue, not so much as affluent, but think of Rodeo Drive. Think of, it's kind of the same thing. A lot of money. And people live there have a lot of money. But to see that on that street in broad daylight is unheard of. But this, once again, was a positive outcome. Criminals, don't do this. Okay? Is the cash really worth your life? Is it really worth your life? Because that's a possibility these days. But some people got to play stupid games. But let me know what you think. As always, you can leave your comments in the comment section below. And as always, any statements of violence or statements that lead to violence will be removed. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you get notified the next time a video goes live. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.